Imagine waking up one morning and the world feels different, like the air itself is holding its breath. That's what March 2020 felt like for so many of us. The COVID-19 pandemic changed everything: how we worked, how we prayed, how we lived. Today, we're diving into a story about that time, a story about fear, faith, and finding strength when the world turns upside down.
Yeah, Samantha, I remember those days. The news was everywhere, and suddenly we were all locked inside. It was like the world hit pause. Today, we're going to share a story that captures those moments. How one person, someone just like you or me, faced the uncertainty and grew through it. And of course, we'll learn some English along the way: phrases, vocabulary, and ways to express those big emotions we all felt.
Exactly, Jackson. This episode of Speak Easy English is about connecting through stories and learning through them. Whether you're improving your English or just love a good story, we've got you covered. You'll hear a true story, pick up new words, and practice speaking in a natural way. Ready to get started?
Absolutely. So let's set the scene. It's early 2020, and the world is hearing about this new virus. People are scared, confused, and life is changing fast. Samantha, take us into the story. Who are we meeting today?
Today, we're meeting Maria. Maria was 32, a nurse, a mom of two, and a woman of deep faith. She lived in a small apartment in Chicago with her husband, Daniel, and their kids, Sophia and Lucas. When the pandemic hit, Maria's life turned upside down. Let's go back to March 2020. Maria at the hospital working long shifts. She's exhausted, but her faith keeps her going. She prays every night for strength, not just for herself, but for her patients, her family, her world.
Wow, a nurse during that time. That's intense. I mean, frontline workers, that's a phrase we heard a lot back then. Can we pause for a second to explain that term? Frontline workers are people like nurses, doctors, grocery store clerks, anyone who had to keep working in person during the pandemic. It's a strong phrase, right? It shows courage.
It really does. Let's practice it. Repeat after me. Front line workers. Say it slowly. Front line workers.
Frontline workers. Got it. Listeners, try saying it with us. Frontline workers. This phrase is a lot of power. It honors people like Maria who face danger every day. So Samantha, tell us more about Maria's life at this moment.
Maria's days were long. She'd wake up at 5 a.m., pray, and head to the hospital. The hospital was chaotic. Patients were coming in faster than they can handle. Masks, gloves, constant sanitizing. Maria felt like she was in a war zone. But at home, it was different. She'd come back, take off her scrubs outside the door to protect her kids, and try to be mom again. She'd pray with Sophia and Lucas every night, even when she was so tired she could barely speak.
That's heavy. I mean, switching from that intense hospital environment to being a mom, that's a lot to carry. There's a phrase here, to carry a lot. It means to handle a lot of emotional or mental weight. Like Maria was carrying the stress of her job and her family. Can we practice that? Say, she's carrying a lot right now.
She's carrying a lot right now. Great one, Jackson. Listeners, repeat. She's carrying a lot right now. Feel the weight of that phrase. It's emotional, isn't it?
Totally. So Maria's working these crazy hours, protecting her kids, holding on to her faith. What was the hardest part for her?
The hardest part came in April 2020. The hospital was overwhelmed. Maria saw patients, people her age, people she knew, struggling to breathe. Some didn't make it. One night, she lost a patient she'd grown close to, a woman named Clara. Clara was 40, a teacher, always smiling. Maria held her hand as she passed. That night, Maria went home and cried. She questioned everything: her strength, her purpose, even her faith. She felt like she was falling apart.
Oh man, falling apart. That's another powerful phrase. It means feeling like you're breaking emotionally, like you can't hold it together. Can we try it? Repeat. I felt like I was falling apart.
I felt like I was falling apart. Listeners, say it with us. I felt like I was falling apart. That phrase captures such a raw emotion. Jackson, have you ever felt like that?
Honestly, yeah. I think we all have at some point, especially during the pandemic. For me, it was being stuck at home, not knowing what was next. It's like the world hit pause. Maria must have felt that too. What did she do to keep going?
Maria leaned on her faith. One night, after losing Clara, she sat with her Bible. She read Psalm 23. The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want. Those words hit her hard. She realized she couldn't control the virus or the hospital, but she could control how she showed up. She started praying differently, not just for strength, but for peace. She said, God, I can't do this alone. Carry me.
That's beautiful. That phrase, carry me. It's so simple, but so deep. It's like asking for help when you're at your limit. Let's practice it. Say, carry me through this.
Carry me through this. Listeners, repeat. Carry me through this. It's a phrase you might use when you're asking for help from God or even from a friend. Jackson, let's do a quick dialogue to show how it works in conversation. I'll start. Jackson, I'm so overwhelmed with work right now.
I hear you, Samantha. It sounds like you're carrying a lot. Maybe you need to say, carry me through this to yourself or someone else.
Exactly. Yeah, I just need someone to carry me through this for a while. Listeners, try that dialogue with a friend or by yourself. It's a natural way to express needing support. So, Jackson, back to Maria. What happened next?
Yeah, I'm curious. She's praying, she's finding some peace. Was there a turning point for her?
There was. A few weeks later, Maria started a small ritual. Every morning, before her shift, she'd write a short prayer on a piece of paper. Something simple, like, God, give me strength to help one person today. She'd carry it in her pocket. It became her anchor. One day, she helped a patient named David, a young man who was terrified. She shared her prayer with him, and they prayed together. David recovered, and Maria felt like her purpose was renewed. She wasn't just surviving, she was making a difference.
That's incredible. That phrase, making a difference, it means having an impact, changing something for the better. Let's practice. She's making a difference.
She's making a difference. Listeners, say it. She's making a difference. Jackson, let's do a mini role play to show how this phrase works. Imagine I'm Maria and you're a coworker. Ready?
Sure. Maria, you look tired, but you're doing so much for these patients.
Thanks. I'm just trying to make a difference, one person at a time.
And you are. You're making a difference every day. Listeners, try that role play with a friend. It's a great way to practice. So, Samantha, how did this change Maria long term?
Maria's ritual, writing those prayers, became her lifeline. By summer 2020, things were still hard, but she felt stronger. Her faith grew deeper, not because the pandemic got easier, but because she learned to trust in small moments. She also started a virtual prayer group with other nurses. They'd meet on Zoom, share stories, and pray. It wasn't just about surviving anymore. It was about finding hope.
Finding hope, another great phrase. It means discovering something positive even in tough times. Let's say it. Finding hope.
Finding hope. Listeners, repeat. Finding hope. Jackson, let's reflect for a minute. What does Maria's story teach us about language and life?
For me, it's about how words carry emotion. Phrases like falling apart, carry me, making a difference, they're not just words. They hold feelings we all understand. In English, we use these phrases to connect with people. Like if you say, I'm falling apart, someone gets how you feel right away. And for life, Maria's story shows that even in the darkest times, small actions like a prayer or helping one person can bring light.
So true. Let's review the key phrases we learned today. Jackson, can you list them?
Sure, we've got frontline workers, carrying a lot, falling apart, carry me, making a difference, and finding hope. Listeners, let's practice them one more time. Repeat after us. Frontline workers,
Frontline workers.
carrying a lot,
Carrying a lot.
falling apart,
Falling apart.
carry me,
Carry me.
making a difference,
Making a difference.
and finding hope.
Finding hope. These phrases are so powerful because they're real. They're how we talk about life's ups and downs. Listeners, try using one of these in a sentence today. Maybe tell a friend, I'm carrying a lot right now, or you're making a difference.
Yeah, and Maria's story reminds us that even when life feels overwhelming, we can find strength in faith, in community, in small moments. Samantha, what's the big takeaway for you?
For me, it's about resilience. Maria didn't have all the answers, but she kept going. She leaned on her faith, her family, her purpose. And for our listeners learning English, it's a reminder. You don't need perfect words to tell your story. Just start with what feels true.
Well said. I think we all learned something today, not just about English, but about life. The pandemic changed us, but stories like Maria's show how we adapt, grow, and find hope.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us on this journey, everyone. If you enjoyed this story, make sure to hit subscribe and support our channel, Speak Easy English, for more stories that inspire, teach, and connect.
See you next time, listeners. Keep practicing, keep storytelling, and keep finding hope.